What is up, ladies and gentlemen? In this video, I'm going to give you a small guide on how you can easily handle forms validation with Golang, Templ and HTMX. All right. Before we continue, if you like the videos that I'm providing, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up, and leave some questions in the comments so we can boost this video through all YouTube. You can also join the Discord community if you want to learn Golang 24/7. And I also have the HTMX course, and the link is down in the description. Hey, happy to see you there. Without any further ado, let's start this thing. So first of all, this is some kind of a new application we are trying to build here. It's a buy-side stuff for 11 new, so don't be too hard. There is no database involved yet. It's just simple stuff, so I can show you how it works. Right. So we have this create strategy button here. And if you click that, we're going to see a small form here, a small model with a form inside. And if we want to create a strategy as a draft, we can click this button. And it's going to do an HTMX post. And you can see like it should be, right? There is some server-side validation. And it's basically just swapping the form out, right, with the errors. Of course, I know these errors here is a little bit scuffed because it's a small form, it's a small dialog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these errors below below here. For the user, it's going to be a little bit better, right? Nonetheless, so basically, let's enter a name here. Let's do some stuff in here. Let's take a currency, euro, total investment. Let's do 1 mil. Let's take a price here and an exposure of 50K. Right? If we create this as a draft, now everything works and we are getting client-side, HTMX client-side redirected to an edit page, and you can see here, right? This is all in memory, there is no database involved, right? How do we do that? Well, very simple. We're gonna have a couple of things. So first of all, it all starts with a form, right? This is a Templ create form. You can use create form, update form, delete form. It's basically a naming convention I'm using here. You can do whatever you like. This is a form component which only takes in the form, right? This is just a simple form here, right? More important is that it takes two arguments, right? It takes the values, which are the create form values, that basically all the values you need to handle your form, and it takes in a map of string, which are errors. If you really want, you can change this to create form errors, which are more typed, right? But I like to have a map here because it's just more easier to show a bunch of errors at the same time and all that stuff. I tried the both options here. We like errors. We like a map. We like the map. It is what it is. And you can basically do a struct if you want, right? Okay, that's that. So basically, let me show you here. These are the create form values. It takes in a name, currency, investment, price, and exposure, right? We're going to have some validation here. It's up to you. You can use a package, a library. We just do it simple like this. It's up to you. We just do have a validation here. So if we go to our handler, right, you're going to see here, handle strategies create, right? So how do we name these things? Well, it's a handler, so it starts with handle. Then we're going to put in the resource, strategies, users, accounts, whatever resource you have. And then we're going to basically use the, how do you call that? What's this? Stop this. The verb, right? Create, delete, update, right? It could be handle strategies, update, handle strategies, delete. You know, that's the naming convention we are using. So the first thing that happens is we do a parse strategy form values and validate, which is basically going to parse the form from the request and validate it, right? And you're going to see that it's returning the values, which are the form values and a map of errors, right? And if we see that there are errors, we're going to render the strategies create form with the values and the errors, right? It's basically this one, right? This form, values, errors. Simple. Parse and validate. If there is an error, we just return it with the values and the errors. Why is this important? Because if you go back here, right, let me show you. If you go back here and we do, for example, we type in a title and we select the currency and we're going to post that, it's basically going to have these errors, but these are fine, right? So we don't want to basically reset the form. We want to keep the form as it is. Everything that's valid is going to stay. Everything that's not valid is going to error out, right? That's basically why we need that, okay? yeah, this render is a helper function, right? It's just classic. Let me show you what it is. So basically, we call render here, and it's going to take this component, and it's going to call component render with the context and the response writer. It's just a little convenience method function actually for me to use, for us to use here, right? This is basic. This should basically be your database, right? But for now, like I said, to demonstrate, this is just a global variable that I set here with the values, and then we do an hx redirect to strategies 1, right? That's basically it. Nothing more to it, actually. Let me show the index. So basically here we have the index page, right, which is this one, right? This is the index page, just like you see in Rails and on Laravel. You have show, create, index, edit pages. I tend to have the same convenience here, right? So the index, we say components page, which is a wrapper component over the page, so it's all staying nice. Look at that dashboard here, all the padding, and it's basically, let me see if I can show you. I can't. Yeah, so basically when the screen is, when the height is too big, when there is too much content, it basically is going to scroll inside of these borders, right? So this is going to stay, this is going to stay. That's why there is some kind of a page wrapper around each page. So the padding all stays the same. So if you want to change the padding here, you could just change the page component and everything will be reflected in your application. That's the thing, right? And then we're going to basically do a create strategy model, which is a component. And inside of this model, we're going to have a form, right? It's very simple. So this, boom, this is the model, and inside the model is a form, and we're going to say the form values and the form errors, which are coming from the page data, the index page data, which is this, right? A little bit like Svelte, where you have these data stuff. You can put SvelteKit actually, or Svelte, I don't know, both maybe, where you have data for your page, right? Table data, which is basically to get this simple table here and all that stuff, right? If you want to see the index here, let me show you the index. You see here, right? This is the table data that I'm showing. The form values are basically empty, right? Because it's an empty form, no errors, the table data, return renders, the strategy index page, put in the page data, and call it a day. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and thanks for watching, and I'm happy to see you in one of my live streams or future videos. Peace out.